Hello, my name is Alex Perez. I am the only owner of H Company. Today we'll be talking about the business strategy game, how my company did as a company in the industry, and also we'll look at some of our competitors in the game. The strategic vision for H Company, flat out, I wanted to be the most purchased and most worn. My focus was to be able to provide a quality product at a higher price. However, this was a vision, and definitely over time we noticed that we had to switch up some things and things needed to be improved on. For the first 3 years, we started collecting production facilities and upgraded factories. This choice was done early to be able to ramp up production, so that way throughout the game I wasn't trying to scramble to buy more facilities or buy more equipment. And then we also took out loans the first years to be able to fund me purchasing all this facilities and upgrades. My pricing approach was the economy pricing for our products. The decision that was made to do this approach is to minimize the costs associated with marketing and production in order to keep the product price down. I saw this quote. I thought it was definitely something relatable to my company. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. This is definitely a resemblance of my company because throughout the beginning of the years we were not successful at all. And towards the end of the years, whenever we started seeing improvements and we started seeing success. The industry group map for North America wholesale for year 11. If you really can't see us, but we're D. We're right inside of D. So we're kind of in the middle of the pack. We were focusing on a quality product, but kind of just an average, just middle quality product, which was at a good price. The wholesale segment was strongly pushed by us, and we noticed that other companies were attacking wholesale as well. We didn't really get into private label, and we had a little bit of a focus in internet sales. Wholesale in North America segment, we strived on building a massive wholesale production in all areas of the industry. This strategy was used to push away competitors to take over a huger market share. Throughout the first years is whenever we bought all the land, we bought all the equipment. So I really wanted to be able to just have a huge production where people saw that they had to go somewhere else. They had to go to internet marketing or they had to go to the private label. So that's why we purchased all that. We upgraded everything just to be able to be an industry leader in that part. Year 20 is when we definitely saw success. We definitely believe that we could have been number one if we had maybe a year or two extra. The company as a whole wasn't producing enough shoes, and this is what we saw in the early years. Year 17 and 20 is whenever I decided to change our strategy, and then this is whenever we slowly started to pull away from our competitors. These are some of the steps we took to get ourselves out the red and start seeing green, seeing money, seeing profit. The first step was celebrity endorsement. To increase brand awareness, we decided to bid on the remaining celebrities. This was a great decision because the celebrities were really acquired at a very low price. Throughout the beginning years, everyone was throwing so much money at celebrities, bidding, probably overbidding on celebrities. And the ones that fell through the cracks, those are the ones I got. Those are the last ones. So I got them at a great price, just due to the fact because nobody was really buying any celebrities anymore. The next step was good debt. The company was bleeding out of resources. We were in the red, negative, everything was bad. So we needed loans to be able to get more capital to produce more shoes. And we acquired debt, but throughout years 17 and 20, we gained so much money. We were out the roof. We were able to repay those loans back. And the last step was adjust pricing. I had to sit down with a consultation company. When we looked at our company, we looked at my company, and we saw how we were offering a crazy, low quality shoe for a very high price. This was definitely pushing away my consumers, and no one was really buying it. So It hurt sales. My company's net revenues, as you can see, year 16 is whenever I changed everything. I changed my strategy. I took out more loans. So it took a hit to our net revenues. But as you can clearly see, 17 through 20 is the golden years. That's whenever we got our stuff back, got our stuff going. Internet marketing is kind of the same way. We were very low, and eventually we started seeing green. And private label, we did not operate in the private label. This is a cool little graphic just showing another an example of our net revenue and how we took a big dip and then we got out of that dip and we saw an increase. In year 17, total net revenue was at 379,672. From year 16 to year 17, this was an increase of 109.1626%. And then all the way towards year 20, which was the last year of the game, it showed true promise. I understand that if we had maybe maybe 2 more years, FKD shoes would definitely be in the second spot or maybe even lower. So in year 20, we were able to achieve a total net revenue of 1,301,114. I believe that this is just a straight product of the knowledge that I saw that my company was not just doing very well. So we acknowledged our weak points and we were able to improve on those points and get our company out there. This is a map of the basically of the regions of the game that we were playing with, but I did not get into some of the areas, and we'll throughout the presentation we'll see why I made that decision. Here's a line graph of our SQ rating and our price. They're in good correlation because if you have a higher SQ rating, you have a higher quality product, so you would want to charge it out at higher rate. So our SQ rating and pricing was definitely a roller coaster, just like the entire game. We ran into a situation where our price was way too high for our SQ rating, and this pushed away customers. Customers definitely did not want to buy like a product just that expensive. So once I sat down and I looked at other competitors and what they were doing, that's whenever I changed my pricing to fit more of the industry, of what the industry was doing. This is our ROE throughout the years. Definitely, I'm probably the most proud of our ROE and how great we were doing towards the year 20. We even got an email from the creators of the game, stating that we were in the top 50 for best ROEs throughout the whole entire game nation. So I thought that was pretty amazing. Just because of what my company just went through, we were definitely just in the red. Year 16, our ROE was a single digit. So 20, it was just great just to get that, just to see that number. Same as our stock price. It just, year 18 through 20, I guess that's whenever our stock price definitely increased just because of the success we were having as a company. Unfortunately, due to a technology error, for some reason my strategic planning exercise, my 3-year plan did not submit for some reason. So I don't really have any numbers to show right here. But I think it would have been cool to see how my strategic planning turned out compared to the actual numbers. Just due to the fact that my stock price in year 17 through year 18 was the hugest increase. We had a 24.68 stock price at the end of year 18, and I do believe these 3 years were probably my best years, just due to the fact that in year 16 and 15 we were just negative. So year 17, that I think these were very important years because we saw our product, we saw our strategy actually working, and we saw the results. Competitive analysis, I believe that FKD Shoes would be our top competitor. They had the number 1 lead for most of the game, and a lot of people were trying to follow what they were doing. Even I did. I looked at their wholesale pricing. I wanted to match my pricing with theirs. The only thing that they had a competitive advantage on was their SQ rating. They had a much better SQ rating than I did. Here are some highlights of the competitive analysis for FKD shoes. As my ROEs, I'm just extremely proud of that. So we have a 50.7 ROE compared to their 31.30. However, they did beat us in EPS and stock price. But if you look closely at the numbers, they're definitely not achievable. Like they're not that huge of a difference. So next year, if there was one more year, we would have definitely been leading in all three of these areas. Surpassing FKD shoes, or just how we improved overall. Since the beginning of the game, I stocked up on facility space, I stocked up on production equipment, I upgraded all of that. So it's clear to see in facility space, Company H, we had 15,000 in Asia Pacific. I've wanted to put all my eggs in this basket just because it was much like less expensive and it was just overall a better business decision. FKD didn't really have any places, facility space that they had advantage over me on. So I think that was that gave me a greater advantage over them. The next one is production equipment. If we look at it, I pulled out of North America and Europe just due to the fact that I didn't see a benefit in it. I felt like I pushed too hard in those regions in the beginning of the years, and I think that's why my company was not doing so well. If we look at it, I have a increase I have a 11,500 in Asia Pacific. So I definitely believe that this region was the best region. It was easier to work with and overall just the better decision. Three key takeaways. I believe quality definitely matters. I saw how the consumers didn't like a lower quality product at a higher price. Awareness equals profit. I definitely did not bring awareness to my brand at all. I did not advertise. I did not do any marketing or any celebrity endorsements until towards the end of the game. And once I did all that, I saw an increase. So I do believe that awareness does equal a positive profit. And debt is not always bad. Loans kept my company afloat. So without the loans, I would have not had been able to buy all that production, all that equipment. And with that equipment, with that production, I was able to make more money, so I was able to pay off the debt. So I do believe that getting loans in the beginning was a good idea on my part. So overall, my company, we finished 4th in the game. We had the top 50 best return on equity, and I do believe that we could have been an industry leader given one more year, or if we made better decisions in the beginning. That's my presentation over the business strategy game. Thank you, Dr. Harris, for this semester. It's been a great semester. Is there any questions? No? Okay. Well, thank you, sir. You have a good day.